Did you know that 20% of what you study in a new language gives you 80% of your result? Imagine this. You are learning Italian, and instead of memorizing 10,000 words, you focus on just 2,000, and suddenly you can follow 80 to 90% of daily conversations. It's the 80-20 rule. I've learned 7 languages: English, French, German, Arabic, Persian, Turkish, and Italian. In every single one, the same pattern shows up. You don't need everything to sound fluent, you just need the vital few.
Nice.
In today's video, I will show you exactly what those are and how focusing on them can save you years of effort and frustration. So, what exactly is this 80-20 rule? It comes from something called the Pareto Principle. This idea is simple. In many areas of life, a small part of your effort creates most of your result. Think about it. 20% of your clothes probably get worn 80% of the time, or 20% of your friends give you 80% of your happiest memories. Languages are no different. A small number of words, sounds, and phrases make up the majority of real conversations. That's why when I was learning Arabic, at first I thought I will never manage this. The grammar looks impossible. The pronunciation is so difficult. But once I focused on the high frequency words and common trunks people actually use on the street, everything got easier. That's when I realized this isn't about mastering everything, it's about choosing wisely. And here's the thing, this principle works perfectly for people who are learning a language for communication, not for passing an exam. If your goal is to speak, connect, and understand others in daily life, the 80-20 rule is your best friend. Here's something surprising. Most of the conversations you will ever have are built on a very small set of words. Languages follow what's called a frequency pattern. A handful of words get used constantly, while thousands of others are so rare you might never heard them. For example, in English, little words like the, to, and appear almost everywhere. In French, it's être, to be, avoir, to have, and faire, to do, to make. These high-frequency words are the backbone of real conversation. That's not perfect, but it's more than enough to chat with locals or survive while traveling. When I was learning German, I remember spending a whole week on fruits, vegetables, and animals, Erdbeere, die Giraffe, der Elefant. But when I tried to actually talk with Germans, I almost never used them. Well, except Erdbeere, because I love strawberries. Later, with Turkish and Arabic, I switched to frequency least, and it changed everything. By focusing on the top 2,000 words first, I suddenly understood conversations around me and could write in, even with limited grammar. That's my advice. Don't let your dictionary or textbook decide what you learn. And here's the practical part. You can ask ChatGPT or other AI tools to generate a list of most useful words and phrases for your level, or even create custom example sentences so you see the words in context. On YouTube, just search for things like top 1,000 words in Japanese or essential Turkish vocabulary. There are fantastic videos where you not only see the words but also hear the pronunciation, so you can shadow along. You can download free high-frequency lists online or find ready-made Anki decks and flashcards for most major languages. But here's the key. The idea is not to sit there and memorize long lists in isolation. Instead, use these resources to get a clear picture of which words are really worth your energy. That way, when you are studying a textbook, watching a video, or listening to a podcast, you can prioritize the words that will actually show up again and again. That's how you make the 80-20 rule work for you. The second part of the 80-20 rule is chunks, ready-made phrases that you can use instantly. Instead of building every sentence word by word, you grab these expressions as whole blocks. They are how native speakers really talk, and they make conversations flow much more naturally. In Italian, polite expressions like mi dispiace, per favore, e non ti preoccupare let me connect emotionally right away. And in German, little chunks like keine Ahnung or macht nichts echt, also stimmt carried me through conversations when my vocabulary was tiny. Here's why chunks are so powerful. They give you fluency and confidence long before you've mastered the grammar. So instead of panicking about verb conjugations, you just use a ready-made phrase and keep the conversation moving. Chunks are the 20% that make you sound fluent even when you are still beginner. Here are some practical advice. Listen actively. When you watch YouTube, movies, or Instagram in your target language, pay attention not just to new words, but to repeated phrases people use again and again. Write them down. Keep a dedicated chunk notebook or a note on your phone. Every time you hear a phrase you like, add it. Practice out loud. Don't just read chunks, say them. Use them as your default reactions in class, with friends, or even when talking to yourself. Use AI and Anki. You can ask AI to give you the top 50 conversational chunks in any language, then turn them into Anki flashcards to review daily. Here's how you can put the 80-20 rule into action. Every day, focus on just a handful of things, 6 to 8 high-frequency words, 1 or 2 useful chunks, and a quick 5-minute pronunciation drill. That's it. It may not sound like much, but trust me, if you do this consistently, it builds up fast. Next comes the review. Don't cram, instead space it out. Review new words and phrases the next day, then again 3 days later, then 7 days later, then 2 weeks later. This rhythm locks the knowledge into your long-term memory without endless repetition. And finally, every week, give yourself a short real-life conversation practice. It could be a quick chat with the language partner online, a voice note exchange with a friend, or even just recording yourself speaking for 5 minutes. This is where the words and chunks you've been learning come alive. And you will be surprised at how much you can already say. Do this for 30 days, and you will be shocked at how fast it compounds. So, let's bring it all together. The secret to learning a new language isn't doing more, it's focusing on the right 20%. Instead of drawing in endless grammar rules or rare words, put your energy into the essentials. If you keep your attention on those vital few, you will be amazed at how much faster you grow. Now, I would love to hear from you. What's the one phrase or chunk you use the most in your target language? Share it in the comments. And remember, if you found this video useful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!